Yo guys, what is up? It is me, DPX here. Welcome back to another review. Today I'm reviewing Dune. Now let's get started, but before we do that, you know what to do. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a comment, or I will set a bomb in your house. So Dune, I was really looking forward to this movie it was one of my most anticipated movies of 2020. And also one of my most anticipated movies of 2021. I say that, but I never watched the older Dune movie or the series or whatever other Dune adaptations they made, and I've never read the books. I kind of went into this completely blind. I saw some of the trailers, of course, but I mostly came into this completely blind, and I've heard a lot of comparisons to Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, and I guess since like they're out in like a different world, and you know there's a whole bunch of world building and stuff, this is nothing like either of those. But yeah, this movie, I really liked it. I will say that as someone who doesn't know much about Dune, going into this, I was a little lost. The first hour or so is like basically exposition dumping. If you're not familiar with Dune, I suggest watching maybe some like Dune explained videos before watching this movie. But like the whole movie's good. On a technical aspect, this movie is absolutely fucking essential. This movie is masterful on a technical aspect. It's an epic the way it's put together, although maybe I can get into that a little bit later. That's probably my one flaw, but like the way it's put together, the way the movie's constructed, you know, the structure is mostly perfect, and it's like all the technical aspects. The score is amazing, you know, the effects are amazing. There's so many great things here, and it's also got a star-studded cast, which makes this movie feel all the more believable. You know, you got stars like Timothée Chalamet, who's fucking fantastic in this movie. You have people like, you know, Oscar Isaac and Rebecca Ferguson and Jason Momoa, who I really liked his character. And yeah, I honestly expected this movie to like have a bunch of out-of-place jokes that don't land. I don't know why, I just had a hunch. This movie didn't have any of that. It barely had any jokes, which sounds bad, but like, on a comparison to Star Wars, I kind of liked how the older movies kind of took themselves seriously, so that's what made them entertaining. This movie took itself seriously. Obviously, they threw in some jokes there, and because they're few and far between, they weren't out of place, they landed. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack with this movie, so I'm gonna try to keep this brief. I don't want to get into everything. I don't want to get into spoilers, because I want people to watch this movie. This movie's good, and I want people to go out to the theater and watch it, and spend money on it. Because, first of all, Denis Villeneuve, who directed this movie, is a fantastic director, and I could be mistaken, but I don't think his movies have a good track record when it comes to, like, box office. So, I think this movie has to do well, and this is half of a story. This is half a movie, which is my one issue. Because, you know, there's a lot of things that are being set up, you know, a lot of plot lines happening, a lot of, you know, characters going out for like one objective that they have. But then the movie ends sort of like in the middle of, basically this would be the middle of the book, you know. Every movie has like a 3-act structure pretty much. This is more like one act, Act 2A, and then Part 2 will probably be Act 2B and Act 3. And yeah, you kind of, like, that's not even necessarily bad. If you want to tell a two-parter, then go for it. You have a big story to tell, but like, then even this movie's like 2.5 hours long, and it's still not done, which is interesting. I'm just saying, it's like, I don't know, like, it's not a full-gone a foregone conclusion that we're getting that part 2, which is a little worrying because, especially since, you know, it's a coin flip whether or not a movie like this will do well in the at the box office. So please see this movie. And yet, but because everything is like sort of taking its time, the movie takes its time, but in a good way. But because the movie's taking its time, you flesh out all these characters, you flesh out all these stories, all these plot lines rather, you flesh out all like their motivations or their backstories, you know, you flesh out a lot of things. So when there's like a betrayal, or there's like a twist, or, you know, something's revealed, you feel it. You feel it, and it's, you know, it feels strong, you know. Also, without saying anything else, the gum jabber, that's what it's called, the gum jabber scene. That scene was fucking good. It took me a little while to realize what that was really all about, like what the fuck was going on there, but then it hit me and it's like, damn. No, that's some powerful shit, I feel. So yeah, you get a bunch of, again, going back to the characters that I mentioned earlier, you get a bunch of, you know, interesting characters that are fleshed out. I don't think any character in this movie is two-dimensional, except for Zendaya's character, who is barely in the movie, because this is a two-part movie, but which, by the way, it's not marketed that way, but in the opening, like, title card for this movie, it does say Dune Part 1, so, yeah. But, you know, Zendaya is in the movie. She's in the trailers a lot, but she's only, like, basically in visions of this movie, and then, yeah, a little bit more. I don't want to say much, but, yeah, so, but other than that, every character feels three-dimensional, and, you know, like, with Jason Momoa's character, it added a lot more, like, fun to the movie, you know? Not that the movie wasn't fun, but, like, he added, you know, the movie's, like, more of, like, a drama, a political drama, but he added some, like, you know, action to it, if you know what I mean. Josh Brolin basically just plays a cool guy, which is cool, I guess. So they add a lot to this movie. So yeah, that, I don't have, without getting into spoilers, I also don't want to ramble too much. I'm probably going to need to see this movie again, and maybe if there's a part 2, maybe my opinion will even change if the part 2 ends up happening. But yeah, in the end, I give Dune an 8.5 out of 10. It would be a 9 if, like, we knew we were getting part 2, because, like, I haven't looked up the box office yet. I feel like I'm recording this on Sunday, you know, so I feel like maybe the results, the numbers maybe would be out by now, or at least something close, but I haven't looked at that yet. But please see this movie, because, so just to complete this, this story. So yeah, that's Dune, everybody. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you like the movie? Do you not like the movie? Have you seen the movie? Have you not seen the movie? And if you haven't seen the movie, do you want to see it? Do you not want to see it? Anything about the movie, let me know down below. Anyways, be sure to subscribe to the video, hit the bell, leave a comment, or I'll plant a bomb in your house. I almost forgot about that. But yeah, bye guys!